Okay, I've been asked about my recovery, my surgery things. Now, they do give you something to relax you, at least they did here. And for most people, they numb out and they're quite fine. I just have always had a really difficult time with numbing agents and stuff. My body just absorbs it rapidly and then it's gone. So, but I mean, it wasn't something that I couldn't get through, okay? But you feel a lot of pressure and stuff. There is a bright light as you're going through the surgery, and a lot of liquid being put into your eye as they're working on it. And so when you get out, they give you a thing to cover your eye with, and you have to wear some sunglasses. Now, the recovery that day, it just feels, now in my case, people ask about the eye drops. They didn't give me eye drops. They implanted a thing in here. They put an implant in that releases, and then it winds up dissolving. So you're not having to put any eye drops in. But it feels like there is something in your eye, like gritty sand, something like that, irritating after the surgery. So when I came home, I took a couple of Advil, and that cleared up that. Now, in my case, it was 3 days of the cloudiness. The first day, I had a really ton of cloudiness, couldn't see anything through there. Second day, I could see a little bit, but really, really milky. It was getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And today, the cloudiness is gone. And I'm able to see, very crisp images. Very crisp images. Now, it's still healing. If I look up, I'm seeing halos and stuff. It's still healing. It's not fully healed yet. And it takes, I guess, a good 6 weeks, a month or so to heal. But it's really had a vast improvement over the first day. So I've got a couple more days. So I should be good to go for the surgery Thursday. This one will be healed enough that I can actually see fine. Now it's going to be the adjustment because all of my sight has been, farsighted, that I could see things close up. Well, now I have to wear reading glasses to do close-up work, whereas driving and stuff, I will not need to have any type of prescriptive lenses at all any longer. So that's a huge, huge change. I would just, if you're contemplating that surgery, I would just check out the doctor, do a good, thorough search about him, the person that's going to do the surgery. And like I said, everyone's different. Now, some people say that one eye was more difficult than the other. We'll see. Thursday I'll find out if this one is going to heal quicker or the same, or what's going to happen with it. Right now it's a little weird because I've got one eye for distance and one eye doing close up. So kind of fighting with each other at the moment. Okay. So that's going to change, but I have to say, third day in, that I think it's going to be worth it. Okay. Because the cataracts were to the point where everything was getting foggy and stuff. It was going right through the center of my eye vision. And it didn't matter what they did with the prescription. I thought they were giving me the wrong prescription in my glasses, because even with the glasses, it was blurry, okay? And that was due to the cataract. So no more fogginess in my vision. Again, much lighter, brighter. The other eye is, yeah, very blurry when I'm looking distance, and everything, it looks like it's got a yellow tint to it, darker. So apparently your whole eye lens gets clouded, starts getting clouded over, and it affects everything in your vision. So that's what I'm getting. I would say just make sure that you got a good doctor. Check the doctor out, and read the reviews on him before you have the surgery done. So that's the best thing I can say. But you just, again, you never know. But I think when it's done, I'm going to say that it was definitely worth it, because I can see now the improvement that's taken place for sure, from one to the other. This one, and this was my good eye, is very blurry when I look there. Here it's clean and crisp, lighter, brighter. Here it is, again, very cloudy, very, very blurry. So it's definitely going to be much better once it's totally healed. The other thing is, it just, you feel like you want to rub your eye. So you have to always be really conscious of not rubbing your eye, because it is, as it's healing, it does feel kind of irritating. But like I said, I took the Advil, and that really did help a lot with that itchiness and that feeling of something grainy, sand in your eye. That really did help it a lot. So, yeah. On that note, I'll just leave that here, but I would say I'm going to be quite happy with the surgery once it's all healed up. Yeah. But this time when I go in, I am going to ask them to do more numbing and maybe give me a little bit more of that relaxing thing. It was a liquid that they gave me. And they do so many eye drops. When you go in, they do 3-4 different ones before you get into the surgery room. When you get there, they start to giving eye drops, okay? And it was 3 different ones before I went in to the room. Again, they check your blood pressure. If you're diabetic, they check your, they check you to make sure you don't have a low blood sugar, that you're not bottoming out. When you go in, they put on, the electrodes to check your heart, monitor your heart as they're doing it. And then they tape everything off. They tape, put these coverings on your face, tape everything so just the eye is showing basically. And then they put this thing on to keep your eye open so they can do the surgery. And then you feel, a lot of, they put in more eye drops to numb it. So they did that a couple of times. And then you just feel this water. I don't know what they're putting in your eye, some sort of a water liquid. You can feel it washing over and washing over. And then the pressure, okay, as they're doing, I don't know if they're doing it with laser or what they're doing, but to do that, and they take out the old lens and they put in a new lens. And then how they seal it up, I don't know what they do to seal it up. And then they may either give you eye drops, or they have the thing, like I said, where I went, where they put it in your, in the corner of your eye. They put this thing in that's going to dissolve, and it releases medication into your eye against inflammation and all of that. Now, when they put that thing in, it was irritating, okay? They put some sort of a little capsule thing that winds up dissolving, but it's releasing that medication and stuff into your eye. So people keep asking me about eye drops, but there are no eye drops because they have some sort of a new thing that they do that they can put into the corner of your eye that releases medication, okay? But I'm sure for most people, yeah, they would just feel some pressure, okay? And this washing of, you know, a number of times you just feel like this water or whatever it is that they're using, probably saline, some sort of a solution that goes across your eye as they're working on it. But most of the stuff you don't see. I did see him kind of coming, but I think most people, you're not going to see just the bright light. You'll just see the really bright light. Okay? So when they do it, they tell you to look at the bright light. So you look at the light, and they're doing the work on your eye. But it's, you know, two days of uncomfortable, 2-3 days, and then it clears up. So yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. Just, again, make sure you've got a competent doctor, that's all. Yeah. I know, I was really nervous about it. I don't want to see anything coming at my eyes, you know. So it was way less than I was envisioning, you know, that was going to happen. I thought I was going to see this guy coming with a scalpel to my eye and stuff, you know, but you don't. You've got water going in your eye and this stuff, and you just see a bright light. And I think they're probably using laser or something. I don't know exactly what he was doing to work on it, but it's a big machine. There's a big machine there, and like I said, they tape everything up and put a thing on to keep your eye open as they're working. And you feel a lot of water, liquid, numerous times being flushed across your eye. So that's it. Yeah, I'll let you know Thursday, the second one, how it goes. Hopefully it clears up quicker than the first one, but 3 days, you know, is manageable. Okay, it is manageable. I was, again, concerned when I came home, and I mean, I couldn't see anything. It was just white out. And the next day I had to go to the eye doctor here, and they checked it and said, well, yeah, it's like you're looking through a winter wonderland. They could tell it was white, that I was having that, but they just said there are... What do you hear? Is somebody coming? They're not sure. Maybe. I do have... Maybe they're coming. I do have another delivery of FedEx. There they go, chasing, so they must be here. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.